Hello, this is Susan Ashley. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Susan Kassandra. Before I commence this communication, I really love it if you would share these videos, like them, do all of that, because I am being really held back by YouTube, Facebook, all of those. They are really doing a good number on me. And sometimes I'm very aware of that because I get more messages than I get views from different people. So I'm aware that something really odd is going on. And it has to be because I'm hitting a nerve. I'm saying something that is true. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing that. So let me just share with you a little insight that I've been getting. And that is that as we move into the end of this year into 2022. I'm going to do a video on 2022 because I have a feeling that's a very important year. Anyway, as we move into the coming year, we're getting more and more telepathic because the energies are increasing. It doesn't matter which way you look at it, the energies are increasing. And as a result of that telepathic frequency, you are picking up thought fields that of mass consciousness that are probably damaging for you, such as go get you have to get it. If you get it, you'll be okay. These sort of thoughts, maybe it's not so bad, maybe it's not so, dangerous, maybe I need my freedom and I can. So these people who are receiving these messages who were otherwise against it, it's because telepathically you are awakening. So in one way, that's a really good thing. And in another way, it's a challenge. So the important thing to do here is to meditate, is to keep your mind clear and to understand what is your thought and what is someone else's thought. And the only way to accurately do that is to know the caliber of your thought, the frequency, is to know yourself, to know how you feel, like know your resonance. And you gain that through meditation. And at the moment, everything is telling us go outside, listen to this, pay attention to that. It's all about going outside of ourselves. Listen to me. Take this tablet, have this symbol. I actually channel a being called Kassandra, and I have not necessarily promoted that to the best of my ability because I have always struggled with it. I've struggled with the fact that I do this, because it's not normal. And I consider myself a normal person. And getting communication from a being who is multidimensional isn't normal. So I don't necessarily put a lot of energy behind promoting that. However, I sincerely trust Kassandra. I have been communicating with her for over 35 years and she's never steered me wrong. She's been a rock in my life and she's always warned me. And because of that, I'm warning you. I'm often channeling. Now I do them on Zoom privately as groups because of what YouTube did to my channel. And so I put little videos up now. It's been spasmodic because sometimes I have access, sometimes I don't. It's the same with Facebook, and that can be very frustrating. So if you go to my website, lovelightandtruth.com, you can find links to my Zooms, and there we can communicate freely and openly. But on these platforms, it's not possible anymore. So Kassandra has been saying for some time that these energies are going to get so strong that some of us may feel like we're going mad. And perhaps the reason we feel like we're going mad is because When you open up yourself telepathically, you open yourself up to thought fields that are not yours. And that, you know, that invasion in your brain can make you feel very confused, overwhelmed, and doubt yourself. So that's why meditation is really important. And I teach meditation. Well, I don't actually teach meditation. I do run a meditation Saturday and Sunday. That's also on my website, that gives you very advanced techniques. Don't worry if you're a beginner, because people seem to catch on to these techniques very quickly. So don't be concerned about that. I do one in the morning on one day, one in the evening on another day, so that I can cover world time frames for people. And they're not always the same. They're often different. I'm also supporting you in learning about your abilities and how to access some of your abilities. So it's a combination of things, and I do this through donation. If you can't afford it, that's okay. You just come on. If you'd like to give a donation, you're more than welcome to. But that's how I do it, because for me, it's really important that everyone starts to access their own inner truth, their own inner knowing, and their own mind frame. When you know your own inner voice, it's much more difficult for these outside voices to invade you, right? So that's why some of you, or some people you know that you consider to be really intelligent, are going out and doing silly things. Because a person can be really intelligent but not have control of their mind, because sometimes intelligence comes from accessing information outside of yourself and programming your brain with that information. But it doesn't necessarily help you to be able to solve problems or navigate situations, and particularly emotional landscapes, right? And telepathy has two components to it. It's not just the mind, it's also the emotion. And as we move into this new era and the energies get stronger, the stronger those abilities will happen, but people aren't aware that they have them, and so they feel like they're going crazy, or they're overwhelmed, or it's too much. So my advice is learn to meditate, shut everything off, read a book if you have to, rather than listen to this stuff, because a lot of the people on these platforms now who are really big are controlled opposition, and in those videos they have like flashes of words and images to control you. And they do this in advertising, they do this in television programs. It's very easy to find out that this is correct, right? So what makes you think these influencers aren't doing this to you? You know, I feel it's so important at the moment to know your own mind, to trust your own feelings, and you do not get that from putting yourself out into the world, listening to everything every minute of the day, and having your emotions influenced by what you're listening to and what you're seeing. So meditation is important to you right now. That's why when you go into nature and you're not getting all this influence from technology, your mind calms down, your body calms down, you sleep better. Because there's two things going on with this telepathy. One is through technology, so frequency waves that have information. Look, I'm on my phone and I'm talking to someone, you know, a few towns away or even another country, and you're standing there and there's no cord between me and that person. My voice and my image is traveling on a frequency, right? That frequency is going through your body constantly, all day, every day. Everything, because it's not traveling through wires anymore. It's it's digital. It's actually traveling through your body, right? So if I'm in a city, every conversation that's going on, every bit of information that's being accessed is literally traveling through my body. And so, yeah, I'm going to get confused if my frequency is not higher than that frequency, because that's how frequencies work. You know, when you look at a TV station or you look at a radio program, you change the channel. What you're doing is you're changing the frequency. So we are able to change our frequency to go above all of that. But you can't do it just saying to yourself, oh, I'm changing my frequency, or putting a friggin' symbol on your body or whatever. No, it has to come from within. You are the most complicated piece of, let's say, technology in this world, on this world. You personally, your physical body, the way all of your organs, it's like an intricate clock. You know, one thing all helps the other to operate in perfect harmony. You are the most complicated apparatus on this planet. So you are capable of raising your frequency independently of anything else. And that is going to be your savior. So like I said, there's two things going on. There's one thing where it's technology influencing you, and the other one is thought fields influencing you, because your ability to receive telepathically, both on a mind level and an emotional level, has increased due to the frequencies hitting the planet, hitting our body. You know, some call it ascension, there's different names for it, but it's hitting us, right? So if you looked at some of my previous videos, I talked about seeing waves, it's like openings through dimensions, having buzzing in my feet, turning around inside my body. Not vertigo. Vertigo is when you see the outside world turning around. This is internally. There's a lot of things happening to us, right? And what I can say is that the only way we're going to get through that is to know ourselves, is to take control of ourselves and stop giving control to all these other people. And understand that a lot of the influences out there are controlled opposition. The way through this is to harness your energy and not allow others to harness your energy. Harness it for yourself. Use it for yourself. Learn how to do this. Go to my meditation groups. Find out how to get the Zoom link. I'm sorry I'm not doing it through Facebook. I had to remove a lot of my stuff that I had up. I'm completely unwilling to give that amount of collective energy to a technology that is abusing people. That's why part of the reason I'm doing it through other ways, right? Because I'm very aware of how energy is harnessed, and I'm not prepared to give my energy to that. Yeah, I'm using YouTube right now, but I'm not giving my energy to YouTube, right? I'm just giving my words. And I also know that YouTube is not giving out my information to people. In other words, I'm not coming up on people's threads or anything. And that's okay. You know why? Because I'm very aware that truth is the enemy of evil. And regardless of whether one person hears this, I have just grounded that truth onto the planet. And lots of other people who are telepathic like me are going to pick it up, and they're going to start saying it. And we're going to tell it to lots of people. I've already told people this that I know in my life. And I just decided to do the video to ground it a little bit more. And that's what I'm using it for. I'm using it as a grounding service for information telepathically. So YouTube, yeah? I'm still doing it. And you're still receiving it. And I am telling you that you are telepathic. It's awakening in you. And you really, really, really at this moment are required to understand it, to focus it and direct it in order to help yourself and the people you love. That's why this battle's going on, because they want to harness our energy, because our energy, your energy, is getting stronger. So find comfort in that. Now I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'm wishing you a beautiful time. Stay centered, stay strong. I'm blessing you with everything that I know. I'm blessing people through giving out this information on Zoom, right? So please connect. Bye for now. Lots of love.